Good evening. That song was so beautiful, Elizabeth. We could bask in the words and the music for the next hour, not say anything, right? We are loved. We're never alone. We are safe. How about that? Does that say it all? And if we could just surrender to that, we wouldn't have any problems. We'd be at complete peace. So as we prepare to spend a few minutes in meditation, let's just assimilate that message. We are loved. We are never alone. We are safe. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you next week. That was terrific. Thank you, Elizabeth. So, working with that energy, what I thought we'd do this evening in our settling in meditation is to work a little bit with the breath, because I'm sure we understand, if we've been involved in life alignment or just in anything, really, that the spine is our communication network. And the health of the spine and the movement of energy up the spine through the chakras and the Kundalini energy is vital for our sense of well-being. And we've always worked with the breath around the spine most of the time, and moving the breath up the spine from the base chakra to the crown and down the spine. And the reason we do that is to really facilitate the communication. It is the most powerful communication, together with the chakras, together with the Kundalini energy that moves up and helps to not only connect with the earth and with heaven, but with all energies, with the universe, with the air, with the sun. So it is our interface with the world and with the universe and with each other. So tonight, I thought we'd maybe just do it a little bit differently. Before we would work with the breath coming up and coming down. So tonight, I'd like to work with it in a way that the in-breath, we'll just explain it here. So with the in-breath, we breathe in the energy through the crown, through the brow, through the heart, into the belly, while doing abdominal breathing. So that's the in-breath. We breathe in. And as we breathe out, it goes through the pelvic floor, through the base chakra, and deep into the earth. So you got that? So in from the universe through the crown, in down to the belly. Now, if you could tighten the anal sphincter as you do that, just to hold that energy and keep it as much as you can in that way. And as you breathe out, it goes from the belly down into the earth. Now, next phase. When we breathe in, we're going to draw that energy from the earth, as we've always done, up to the belly, okay, through abdominal breathing. So breathe into the belly, so up. And out, we're going to move it through, but be aware as it goes through the heart and through the brow and through the crown. So out. So once again, so we breathe in through the base chakra from the earth and out all the way up to the universe. And what that does, it helps with the movement of the torus. But the main thing is we're creating a clear, straight channel through the spine. And why we work so much with the spine is when there's any misalignment in the spine, that energy gets stuck. And so we breathe it out through the crown, and then next cycle in through the crown down to the belly, hold it there for a while, tighten the anal sphincter, and out into the earth, and on and on. We got that? Let's try together. I'll keep explaining as we go along. But I want you to be aware, if possible. Of course, the belly is key, but as it moves through the heart, particularly, and through the brow, and of course through the crown, and then as it moves out through the base chakra, and as we are holding the pelvic floor, we become aware of that center. All right. So what we'll do is we'll take a deep breath out. We'll do it together. So breathe out and then breathe in through the crown, in, down to the belly, and out through the base chakra, into the earth. In through the base chakra from the earth, bringing earth energy up to the belly, and out through the heart chakra, throat chakra, brow, crown. In through the crown, heart, belly, tighten the pelvic floor. Out through the base chakra, connecting with the earth. And in through the base chakra to the belly, and out, up through the crown. And as we do that, begin to imagine the torus field expanding. So let's just stop and take a break, breathe out. And now from the universe through the crown, in, out through the base chakra into the earth. In from the earth to the belly, hold it there for a few seconds, and out all the way up to the crown, and in, down through the heart, down to the belly, out through base chakra into the earth. In, up to, through the base chakra to the belly, and out, all the way up through the crown. Feel the torus field all the time. In through the crown to the belly, out, base chakra into the earth. And just let's see if it gets easier. It's a little difficult in the beginning. In, up to the belly, out through the crown, all the way up. And see it circling round in the torus. And in through the crown, to the belly, and out, base chakra, earth. In, belly, out, all the way up through the crown. In, through the heart, down to the belly, and out. Now, Elizabeth, if you could play that last piece of music as we continue the breathing, it'd be great. So let's focus on those words as we do it. Just take a little break. How are you doing so far? It's a little awkward to start with, but I think we get into the flow. Just breathe evenly, gently. You okay? Is it all right? Did you sort out with the Spotify? Okay. All right, let's start from the top down. Breathe out. Breathe in, down through the crown, brow, heart, belly, and out into the earth. In through the earth into the belly,
This is a
base chakra,
to remind you
and
you're never alone.
out, up through the heart, brow, crown,
No matter what you might have to face,
in,
never alone.
down
And
to the
somewhere
belly,
inside you have the power
out, down to the earth.
and the clarity, the wisdom, and the
In
tools
to the belly, out,
and love is by your
all
side.
the way up.
Love is at your back.
In through the crown to the belly,
Guides you.
out, base chakra into the earth.
No matter what you might have to face,
And as you do that, feel all the blockages
you will receive infinite
in the
joy.
spine and around the spine just being released.
You are
If you could continue that at your own pace.
you are held.
So you don't have to listen to my voice, but the rest of the
You are
song.
loved. At the deepest level, you are safe. There is nothing to fear. You are never alone.
So you can feel the safety within the expanded field, torus field, taking all your energy back, places where you have lost your power, from people with whom you have lost your power. Take it back, each in-breath. And bring everything back into your center, into your core. And this breathing strengthens the core. And now just breathe normally. And sense or visualize the torus field greatly expanded, your whole energy field. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. You're not alone. So how is that feeling? How did that work for you, the breathing? So, hands, a little cumbersome at the beginning, but it becomes easier, doesn't it? Calm, exquisite, expansive. Great. So let's stay with that feeling. Feel the bright, vibrant light moving up and down the spine now, and keeping the core open. And this is the secret to feeling peace, harmony. We know from life alignment that when we are out of sorts, we are out of our core. And when we're out of our core, everything goes awry. So this is presence. So I have one question for tonight. So please, if there are any other questions, please put it in the chat. I mean, this one question could lead into others. Let's see. So this is from Leora, and I saw you somewhere, Leora. There I see you. So say a few words, come into the front page. Leora, Benjamin, can you speak?
Yes, sorry, I just trying to do it through the computer, so it will be easier. But for now, I would.
You're on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no
okay.
connection and etc. So thank you for regarding to the question that
Okay.
really bothers me.
So I'll read the question, all right?
Thank you.
Can you explain the 7 steps to transmutation? I try to get without feelings, meaning to keep your feelings calm, or when you say without feeling?
Can you please read it all? Because I just recorded it in the night to Elizabeth, and I just remember the struggle.
Yeah, it says I try to get there without feelings.
No, but I can explain it. Okay.
All right.
I do the 7 steps all the time, and it really helps me to do it. But it's very hard for me to do it, and to do especially the 3rd or the 4th step, which honor the feelings that came.
Okay.
Yeah, and because it's not authentic, and this is specifically when I had thinking bother me, like do bad things for animal and etc. I just cannot breathe and not sleep from the stories that I just heard. So I just try to do the steps and don't understand how can I do authentically say thank you to the thinking or the thoughts or the actions. Do you understand it now?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. So who's not familiar with the 7 steps here? We've done a few chats around it. Greta, anyone else not familiar? So it's a 7-step process to deal with really many different situations, whether it's physical, emotional. Caroline, you raised your hand for a question, or?
No, just to say I haven't done the 7 steps.
But you are aware of them?
I've heard of them. I'm not sure that I've actually consciously done them.
Okay. So
gratitude.
You may want
the 3rd step is the gratitude, that this is what very hard for me.
So we'll go over the first few steps briefly, and maybe we can do another chat on the 7 steps because they are very powerful. They're in Philippa's first book, correct, Philippa? Yeah, the 7 steps. So please get Philippa's book. It's in there. If not, we can get you a copy, but it's in the book. And the first step regarding physical pain, emotional pain, anger, resentment, hatred, despair, whatever, I welcome whatever that is. And really the essence of the 7 steps is so that we stop reacting to painful situations. It could be physical pain. This works on physical pain very effectively, but it also works on emotional, psychological pain. And typically when we have physical pain or emotional pain, we try to suppress the pain. And in essence, what this is all about is to become present with whatever it is, however horrific it is, physically, emotionally, mentally. So the steps are generally opposite to what we normally do. Because typically when we have an emotional pain or a physical pain, we resist, we curse it, we suppress it. Here we open it up. I welcome the pain. And you may need to do it for a while. It doesn't always go so easily. And sometimes you might have to fake it until you make it, because it moves vertically, vibrationally. As you finish the first step, it's not a mental process. You go to the second step and third step. It evolves, it progresses naturally up to the second step. So the first step, and let's all work with that now, because I'm sure at this particular time, we're all perturbed by something. There's a lot of stress in our lives, there's pain in our bodies, there's grief, there's uncertainty, there's insecurity, etc., etc. So let's work with this. Now, it was very important that we opened the flow of energy, because although we don't mention breathing with the 7 steps, breathing facilitates the movement. So it is really important to breathe. So whatever it is that's causing you despair, anguish, let's welcome it, like a visitor coming to your door. I welcome the pain, the anger, the grief, sadness. And keep on saying it yourself. I welcome. So Leora, please work with this now, and just, it may not happen in 1 or 2 times as you've discovered, but just keep welcoming. In other words, there is no resistance. We taking the wind out of the sails of what the body's communicating, the heart, the mind, and we're just welcoming. So what are we welcoming? Not the situation out there, but our feelings. I welcome my anger. I welcome my grief. I'm not welcoming cruelty to animals or whatever. I'm welcoming my feelings, because we want to move out of the feelings controlling our lives. And when we're done with that, we name it. I feel angry. So we're not denying, we're letting it in. It's like a visitor has come to your door, you welcome them, you name them, say, hi, Joe, John, whatever. So we name it so that we can be more present with it. We don't go into denial. So I welcome my anger, my pain, and I name it. I am having pain. Feel it in your body. I'm feeling wherever you're feeling it. It's like the life alignment process. I name it. Very important to name it. And we keep welcoming it. We build slowly, the energy changes. And we allow it to be. I'm not going step by step, but in general, we make it okay. It is okay that I have feelings. It's okay that I feel angry. It's okay that I have pain in my back. I make it okay. And it changes the nature of the charge, physically, emotionally, mentally. And then we build it up. How are you doing, Leora?
It's okay. The separation clarified. Yeah, one of my problems, that this is my thinking of and my feeling of, and not the situation that I agree with. But for me, especially when I see I'm very with no power, like animal and child, I don't think that this is my thinking. I just feel their sorrow, and just I want to scream, because I have no power to help them.
Right. So clearly, Leora, this is controlling your life.
Yeah.
It's causing you to lose your power, to leak your energy, right? So we want to change that. We're not condoning what's out there. We're not trying to change what's out there. We simply, so don't even get into other people's feelings. We simply coming back to our own feelings. I am okay. I make it okay. It becomes okay for me to feel what I'm feeling. That's all. Not what's happening, but to feel what I'm feeling, because then it allows us to be present with feeling. Because what happens when we're not present with feeling? We dissociate. We leave our body. We lose our energy. So you don't want to be doing that, to leave yourself each time, because when you feel sorrow for anybody, your energy field goes out to them. You've just dissociated. You understand that?
Yeah.
When you're in sympathy, you've just gone out to them. Your field is gone. So you may want to bring your field back. Just by intention, bring your field back to myself so I can be present with myself. And I make it okay. In other words, I give myself permission to feel, because most of the time we don't. We try and suppress it. So I give myself permission to feel the anguish, the anger, the grief, the physical pain. Are we all doing this with something? Who's working with it while we're doing this? We're doing it? Okay. So give yourself permission to feel. This is the most important thing. I give myself permission. It's okay to feel whatever I'm feeling. And that's a massive step because most of our lives we've suppressed, or we felt shame, or we've denied, or whatever, or distracted. So first of all, in a case like Leora's, we've got to bring our energy back. So take your energy back. And by the way, the breathing helps to do that. We take our energy back and we give ourselves permission to feel. Now, next step is we up the voltage. In other words, it's like a child, right? Your child acts out, right? And is creating havoc. You don't stop loving the child, right? So here, the inner child is feeling you've made it okay, you've given it permission, and you love it. I love my anger. I love my feeling, whatever it is, my pain in my back, or whatever. I love it. And the moment now you can't do this mentally. You have to build energetically, feel it. The minute we extend love, we know the power of love heals all. The minute we extend love to the feeling, by the way, it goes out to the situation as well. But we are not out there, we are in here. So I love my feelings. In other words, you're loving your shadow, you're loving the fact that you've given yourself permission, that you've made it okay. And now we begin to understand it. We might have to forgive it, but that's afterwards. So Leora, does that clarify things for you?
Yeah, I just love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Leora. And just love your feelings. So let's all stay with that, whatever you're dealing with. And once you have put out that sense of enthusiasm and love for basically what you are, who you are, shadow, light, all of it. And now we can forgive, accept, understand, and there is just unconditional love and forgiveness for the situation. Not the situation, the feeling. Situation internally. So who did that? How did that feel? The feeling any better? Your pain gone away? Your anguish? So keep working with that. Please, there's a file that Elizabeth put out there, the 7 steps. Open that up. So Inga, is that a clarification for you? Pamela? Inga, where are you?
Yeah.
Did that clarify
No,
things for you?
no,
around
yeah,
that?
wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's absolutely fantastic, really. It clarified exactly one corner that I was also stuck with doing the 7 steps. So it's great. I thank you
Great.
deeply, Jeff.
Good.
And
Wonderful.
thank you for the question.
Yeah. Thank you, Leo.
Because I was also stuck thinking I need to welcome what happens, or I need to welcome, you know, the events or the bad things. And actually, no, it's really just welcoming my own self and my feeling with that, and not disliking it and objecting to that feeling.
No, absolutely. We're not going to welcome the,
Yeah.
you know, the negativity.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful. Please download the file, go to Philippa's book, and work with it daily. It becomes a natural process. It becomes a habit, a positive habit. And suddenly there's no resistance to anything. So with our situation right now with COVID and vaccinations and all the divisions and all the stuff going on, I welcome not the situation, I welcome my feelings, my response to it. And it's okay to feel. I'm not a bad person feeling. It's just okay. And then as you bless it, as you give it more energy, it just suddenly dissolves. And we are back in the driver's seat, we're back in our core, and we are now in control of our lives because we're present. So as we're present, anything can come our way and it doesn't throw us out of our core. So we stay aligned. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone got questions around that? See, Mary Beth, you also clarified something. Any questions around the 7 steps? It's such a powerful tool to give your family, to give your friends, your clients, and for yourselves. So I'd say that it's a question I would like to ask you. At present time, we're coming towards the end of the year. Who's feeling the brunt of this year and the uncertainty and the loss of direction? Kun, thank you. See a hand up. Jerry, Caroline. I think this is a common feeling. And I think we're all working with it. It's global. And this is in concurrence with a global situation that's happening right now, which is always happening. We always say it is, but right now, November, December, it's happening intensely, that the planetary matrix, the planetary level is increasing quite dramatically. So, and it makes it's difficult if we don't keep up with the ascension of energy that's happening globally. Can you understand that? In other words, the river's moving very fast and we still holding on because there's uncertainty. Many people have lost jobs, some have lost lives, some have illness, and there's a disconnect between the energy that is moving upwards and our energy that is somewhat deflated after this year. Can you understand that? Can you resonate with that in some way? So let's work with that feeling of uncertainty, particularly as we come closer to the festive season where people traditionally, we've always been with our families and maybe we can't this time. And let's use the 7 steps and go into a meditation with it. Does anyone want to say anything about that? Want to share anything, either in the chat? So, Anthea, so how do we move with the ascension? You keep doing the work. Get balances, do your own work, of course, meditation. But the 7 steps, seeing we're on it, could help us. So put your feelings in the chat before we go into it. Afraid of the hostility and rigidity out there. What is it you're feeling as we're coming to the year end? So, insecurity. Titolo del libro di Philippa. Control and tyranny, afraid of what the future holds, the unknown. Impatience with the situation, wanting it to move fast and then be over and done with. I think we're all feeling that. Uncertainty about the future. Frustration and slowness of change. So, whatever the feeling is, feel it in the body. And as you will go into the breathing a little bit, whatever way you want to do that, but with the breath, let's take back our energy, our power that we have given away to the tyranny, to the government, to the situation. Take it back. Fear of illness and old age. So let's take back our energy, visualize it, intend very strongly that our energy comes back to ourselves so that we can hold it in our core. Because very often this involves other people that we have feelings about, or have pressed our buttons, and we've given our energy away to them. Take it back. And once that energy is back, use your breath. Let's welcome the feelings we have about it. The uncertainty, insecurity, despair. By the way, they're not new. They're just being triggered, re-triggered back from our childhood. So they're in us already. They're just being re-triggered. Let's understand that. And let's just welcome the feelings that have been there that we may have suppressed for years. So take back energy, cleansed, healed, and purified. Thank you, Kim. No resistance, no tension. We just welcome it, open heart, open mind. In fact, we surrender to it. Just let it be, which is acceptance of what is. So we accept what is, not out there. We're accepting what is within us as we come into presence with it. And that actually helps us accept what is out there, because we're not going to change it, but we're not going to be a victim to it. So in welcoming, we change the victim into one who is the owner of the castle, the manor that welcomes us into the front door. We come into our sovereign self. I welcome whatever I'm feeling. Honor what you're feeling, name it. Feeling lonely, despair, insecure, unsure, scared, manipulated. I'm feeling, name it. And I give myself full permission to feel that. I'm not going to suppress it, deny it. It's okay for me to feel that. Which allows us somewhat to relax. It's okay. I'm allowed to feel, and I give myself full permission to feel. In fact, I am so enthusiastic about my feelings of anguish, insecurity. It doesn't matter. I'm giving it so much energy. We have to give it energy to fully transmute it. This is transmutation. So actually, what is the energy that transmutes? The power of what? Love. So I love that feeling. I love it. I love it. I'm giving it so much love. And as I do that, I'm spreading, I'm expanding, spreading love to all those that I may have felt that way with. And I now accept my feeling. If it's another person, sibling, parent, mother-in-law, whatever. There's compassion, there's kindness, there's understanding. Or just towards ourselves. Sense it out. And there's forgiveness for ourselves initially. Total compassion. Acceptance. And we are not alone in this process. It would be much more difficult to do this alone. So feel that we are being held and supported and celebrated now that we have given ourselves permission. And we are now fully present in those feelings, safe. We are loved. All is well. So let's feel this surge of energy as we come into full presence. We hold those feelings like we would hold a child. They are part of us. We give them permission. We're not rejecting any part of ourselves. And we feel the expansion. And no matter what is going out in the world, we are okay because we are present, centered, empowered, and we are free to choose our reality. We will not be controlled by the world, by whatever situation out there. But we're doing this in concert with light beings that support us. Universe, with each other. We create together an enormous, positive, victorious field. We are supported by each other, but we're not dependent on that. We celebrate that. We are safe, we are strong, we are held. Even if it's just from our own soul. And we are at peace. And we transmit that peace far and wide. And nothing out there can violate that peace, interfere with it. And our hearts are open to ourselves. So if the feeling is in response to the result of a mistake we made, do we forgive the action as well as the feeling? We don't do that mentally, Susan. We are filled with acceptance, and there is naturally understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. We don't have to do that with the mind. I'm afraid to love those feelings because I am afraid it will invite more of them. We've transmuted them, Mary. We've infused them with the power of compassion, kindness, and love. So some of these we can work with next week. How are we doing? From 1 to 10, how are we doing? Nice to see you, Marta, with Simona there. Oh, I'm not seeing fingers from everybody. I want to see how you're doing. Got 1 thumbs up from my wife. Thanks, Mel. Good. Let's do. Unmute. Let's celebrate life.
Hello.
Francesca.
Thanks all.
Jeff,
You.
thank you so much. That really
Thank you,
helped.
Jeff.
Thank
That's-
you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you all.
That was so powerful,
thank you.
Jeff. It was so powerful. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thanks, darling.
Yeah, I agree. It was nice. I feel so much better now.
Really, really helped.
Yeah.
Great, Marlon. Love
I
you all.
felt a big planter just want to spread. A big planter, unplanted again.
Unplanted. You know what a
Yeah.
planter is, everybody? What does it sound like? What's a planter?
I don't know.
This is a planter, you
It's
know?
what gets stuck in the sewage pipe sometimes. It's a
Oh.
big block.
Sounds revolting.
No. It's just a blockage. A blockage. It can be in any. But it got unplanted. You feel that?
It means usually, I think, a big knot, like a knot in a wool in puppy wool.
Oh, thank you, Orid. Taken the horrible vision out of my brain. Oh dear. Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you again for your time and explanation. I love you. Thank you also, Elizabeth. You, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you, dear. Thank you, Simona. Thank you, everybody, for just being present. Kun, take care. Lovely to see you.
Bye.
Great.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.